Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Little Bit of This. I'm so happy you can join me today and tune in. I know it's been a minute since I got some content put out, so I'm excited to be back filming and getting something out there that hopefully interests you. So today we are going to bottle and brew a new batch of kombucha. I'm not going to pretend like I know everything about kombucha. I am not a scientist. I know that it's fermented sweet tea and it's so good for you. My husband and I absolutely love it. We hardly drink any soda at all. We just reach for that fizzy good stuff that I keep just brewing and bottling up for us. I love sharing it with friends. Lots of different flavors. So today we're going to, I'll pop this one open in a minute and we'll give it a try. But today I have some organic lemons here that a friend of mine actually gave my husband, and so we're gonna juice those up. I need to get them used up. And then here I have a cashew apple. So I don't know how many of you maybe have ever even seen a cashew apple. This one's pretty small. This is from our own property. The tree is only about 3 years old, so that's why such small fruit right now. But anyway, my husband just picked these today and they have to be used up right away. So we're gonna experiment. I have never put them in kombucha before, but that's what we're gonna do today. I'm going to wash these. I haven't even washed them yet, and then I'm gonna take off the cashew there, and then we'll go ahead and process up the fruit to use that in our kombucha to flavor it. So we'll see. We'll give it a try. I'm gonna get ready to wash these up and remove the nuts. The cashew nut actually is the cashew tree. I do not understand all of this. Is somehow like in the poison ivy, poison oak family. I'm not really sure. And so I could be wrong on that. So if I am and you know, just correct me. But I don't want to risk any sort of toxin, any poison, anything like that. It's fine like harvesting them like this. We obviously do that, no problem. But then once you go ahead and remove that nut, there's the exposed tip. Hold on, I've got one. There's the exposed little tip that you take off, and so because I'm going to do quite a few of them, I'm just going to be on the safe side and wear some gloves in order to hopefully avoid any sort of reaction. So anyway, yeah, let's do this. All right, I've got my cashew apples here and my gloves. I couldn't find any of my other gloves, so just have my trusty work gloves here. So yeah, I'll show you. It's just super easy. They just twist right off. And then I'll just throw the apple in the sink and get those washed up. Oops. So, just like that. Alright, give these a good rinse now that we got all the nuts off. Okay, I got everything washed and brought back in, and I am thirsty. It is a warm one out there today, so perfect time to pop open this kombucha. This one I did last week, and it's lemon, ginger, and cayenne. So on the second fermentation of kombucha, it carbonates, it builds up pressure. So always before you are opening a bottle of kombucha, you want to make sure to put your hand on top and then crack that open, and it should give a nice fizz. So let's see what we've got here. Whoa, look at that. That's great. I love seeing those bubbles and some good carbonation. Now for the taste test. That's good. The ginger and the cayenne are definitely giving it that kick, that warm sensation in the back of your throat. Yeah, that's a keeper. Snap that back on, pop it back in the fridge, and I'll enjoy more later. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on juicing up these lemons. So I'll grab a cutting board and a knife. Give them a good roll. Get them soft, get those juices out. All right, and then I'm just gonna slice them open, dull knife. That was not very good. Yeah, I don't think we'll use that one. This one looks good. Oh, very juicy. Yeah, nice. So, got my little hand squeezer, juicer, squeezer. Pop that in. That one also doesn't look very good. I do have half of one from earlier today. Juice that one. I decided we planted a lemon tree on our property this last fall, so it'll be nice when we're able to harvest our own. But super grateful for our friend passing along his surplus to us. All right, nice, got those done. Throw these in the compost. And save those seeds. All right. Nice, got a fair amount of juice. We'll be able to use that in a couple brews. All right, let me step outside and wash this, rinse my hands, get this rinsed up, and then we'll move on to the cashew apples. Okay, so since I've not actually done this before or used these before, I'm kind of winging it. And I think what I've decided I'm gonna do is just kind of chop them up, then run them through my food processor, and then through a sieve, and just try and get as much of the juice out of them that I can without all of the pulp. So let's see. So good. All right, last one. Some of them were definitely more ripe than others. Just some were a little softer, but they've got some juice in them. So I'm excited to see how it turns out after we run them through the food processor. All right. Got my trusty little food processor here that I've had for several years. Just gave it a quick rinse, load it up, and we'll get juice in. Oops. All right, let's start with that and see how it goes. All right, I plugged it in and ran it through the food processor. I did not record that because your ears don't want to hear that. So let's take a look and see how it turned out. Okay, yeah, not bad. I'm seeing some juices there. Kind of milky. Nice. All right, let's drain it off and see how much juice we got. Load this up. Let's just see how well this works. Okay, look at that. Definitely working. I think I'm gonna have to use a spoon though. Okay, and then we'll just throw this in our compost bucket. And look at that. Sorry, I can't find the camera. Not too bad. That's a pretty good amount for basically just a couple tablespoons. Nice. My husband is going to be so excited if this works and actually tastes good. He loves cashew apples. I don't know what it is. I don't mind. I mean, yesterday I ate a couple of them, but they're not my favorite. They're sweet, but they're almost chalky. Like they have a very different texture to them. Yeah, and so usually what he does is basically he chews them up and gets the juices out and then basically spits out all of this pulp. So anyway, yeah, he'll be super excited if it flavors the kombucha and gives him basically the cashew apple juice with the health benefits of kombucha without having to chew it all up and spit out the part that he doesn't want. Wow, look at that, just over half a cup already, and I still have all of those to do. But I think I'm going to stop with that for now because I'm running out of time. I still have to make dinner. So we're just going to stop with this and continue on. Okay, ready to get some of this. So with continuous brewing, which is what I do, you always want to reserve some of your starter tea in order to jumpstart your next batch. So this vessel is 3 liters or so. So my recipe that I use for brewing is I reserve at least 1 cup, a cup and a quarter, sometimes a little more than that. And then I do about 8 cups of water and 6 tea bags with 3/4 cup of sugar, and that's my tea concentrate that I will add into the starter tea. So first things first, I'm going to pull off about a cup and a quarter. So I've got my mason jar here, and it's super easy. You just pour it off right about there. Set that aside. Then I've got my Ninja blender pitcher that I'm going to use for bottling, and just pour the rest off. Keep that SCOBY back, and then I see just stays put. One thing with your kombucha utensils, everything that you use, your brewing jar, any of this, the bottles, you don't want to use soap on because the soap will kill the good bacteria. So then go ahead and add that starter tea kombucha back. And then I've got the tea that I made up, and add that in there. Like so. Perfect. And then because that SCOBY is active and living, you don't want a tight sealed lid on it because it'll suffocate it. So I've just got a cloth here that I put on top with a elastic hair tie, and then I just tuck these edges up so they're not hanging down in the way, and set it up on the shelf. Mine usually goes for about a week, is how we like it, and because of the warmer climate that we're in, it brews pretty quickly. So that's done. We'll set that aside and move on to the bottling process. I had all of these bottles outside sanitizing. So again, I don't use any soap on these. So to sanitize them, I just use warm water and plain white vinegar and give them a good rinse inside and outside, and then drain it off. Got my little funnel here, and flavorings. So we have our fresh pressed lemon juice, and then I decided I've got some dried cranberry, so I'm gonna do like a cranberry lemonade combination, and I'll add a little bit of sugar to help speed up the carbonation process. and then our cashew apple juice. So we'll do some cashew apple and do some cranberry lemonade. Okay, so super easy. We're gonna take what we had our starter kombucha in, and we'll use that to mix everything up. So I'm gonna do some cranberry lemonade first. And first thing I'm gonna do is just drop, I don't know, like 10 or so dried cranberries down there. I'm definitely not counting. I think that'll be good. And then in here, I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of our lemon juice. And I'm going to do a teaspoon of sugar. And then we'll add in some of our kombucha here. Just so we can kind of dissolve that sugar. Mix that in. And then put it in our bottle, just like that. There's still a little more sugar, so add a little more. Nice. And then just top off. You don't want to fill it all the way to the top because of that carbonation that builds up. Because sometimes it will get super carbonated and really hard to get open. It's basically like when you drop your soda bottle and it gets all fizzy and you can't open it. So anyway, I've stopped right about here, so gave it some good headspace. So that one's good. Put the lid on and leave it for here for us, again, with how warm it is in our house, like 3 to 5 days, and then it'll be done. So I've got enough lemon juice that I'm going to go ahead and do another one and do it in this bigger bottle. Another one done. And then I'll label these later. Okay, now on to the cashew apple. I think that I should probably go ahead and taste this just so I can see if I even think we should bottle it. Okay, yeah, it's not bad. It still kind of has that chalky flavor, so I don't know. Hopefully Jonathan likes it. Oh, I completely forgot what I'm doing here. Okay. A tablespoon. I don't even know. Maybe just 2 tablespoons. And a teaspoon of sugar. We shall see. Maybe I should have started with a smaller bottle of it first. I'll just do one cashew apple for now. So then, you know what? No, what the heck? Let's go for it. Let's just do another one. Okay, awesome. We got 2 bottles of cranberry lemonade and 2 cashew apples. So those are all ready to go now. So we'll just wait 3 to 5 days for that second fermentation and for them to carbonate. And then we'll pop them open and give them a try. We also were able to get another batch brewing. So in a week, I'll be ready to try some new flavors and bottle up some more kombucha. Keep feeding our guts and keeping us nice and healthy. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode on a little bit of this. And be sure again to hit that like and subscribe button. Give me some feedback, send me a comment, let me know what you think. Thanks, have a great day. Bye.